Hello. Looks like we have at least three people in here right now. We'll wait a few more minutes to see if we can get some more people in here. I guess we're back down to two. Um, but anyways, so here's we're gonna wait a few minutes, see who else shows up. I got like I think it's what 5 or 6 stories for tonight. So let's see. Of course, three of those were from last night. The Berserk versus Hellsing thing, some Dragon Ball news, and so a little bit of news on Batman the animated series. Although I think I picked up a couple other stories as well. See some Attack on Titan, um, and 5 classic animes that have not been dubbed. So that's pretty much what's on tap for tonight. See and wait, see who else shows up. Cause I've got strength of the heart, knowing I can take it. I've got faith to believe I can do anything. I've got strength of the soul, knowing I can take it. I can reach any star. I got faith. Faith of the heart. I'm just waiting around, see who else shows up here. Um, well, ATC, I know you're here with me, so how'd your day go? Excuse me a sec while I go off camera real quick. Hmm. So you just lurking tonight or something, ATC? Or is it that somebody else is in here and not ATC? Hmm. I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Cause I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Cause I've got faith of the heart. Knowing I can take it, I've got strength to believe I can do anything. Got strength of the soul. Knowing I can take it down and reach any star. I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Just in case you were wondering what that song is, well, I may not have all the words right, but it's supposed to be the theme from Enterprise, the last of the original linked Star Trek series. So that's what that is. I think that was the one that also the only one with where the theme actually had lyrics to it, where all the previous Star Trek themes were just instrumentals. Hmm. Hmm. Still only two of us here. Oh, there we go. Solid's here. Hey, Solid. Hello. Hey, Solid. How'd your day go today? Now we have three people in here. And Woody. Woody's here. Hail to the new glorious leader, the new Nietzsche King, to our new glorious leader, Nietzsche King. It's so funny. So funny. If you guys can remember to like and share the stream as well, that would help turn to getting more people on here as well. All right. Okay, that's cool. I know that we got 3 or 4 people in here now. Hmm. So maybe I'll get started on 10-minute mark. Got a few people in here. Yeah, so anyways, as I was saying earlier, um, now that we have about 3 or 4 people in here, we'll probably get started here in a couple minutes here to kind of give you guys a little heads up on what's on tap tonight. So I got about 5 or 6 stories tonight. Let's see, Woody had something to say here. Internet is fulfilling its great promise of communication for all. Yeah, or so we hope. Unless there's a few power brokers that are trying to silence certain portions of the community. But anyways, so so on tap tonight, of course, some stories that I was not able to get to last night include the Berserk's Griffin versus Helsing's Alucard. A little bit of Dragon Ball news on the kind of the lost female member of the Ginru Force that was, I guess, in the games more. Some news in regards to the sequel to Batman the Animated Series. And then I think I got a couple other news tidbits tonight, including 5 classic animes that never got a dub, and then and let me see, what was the other? Oh yeah, and some Attack on Titan news as well. So Okay, okay, so we're past the 10-minute mark now, so I guess it's a good time to get started then. So first, let me just. Oh, the first story we're going to look at tonight here is this one: Berserk's Griffith versus Helsing's Alucard. Who would win in a fight? I haven't seen Helsing, but I have seen Berserk before. You know, at least the older version of the one from '97, I believe. Not the one that came out a couple years ago, but '97 one. Griffin is an incredibly skilled fighter, so let's take a look through this article here. In a battle between Berserk's villain Griffith and Helsing's anti-hero Alucard, which anime horror icon would win? Inquiring minds want to know. Anime horrors Alucard from Helsing and Griffith from Berserk exist as polar opposites. Alucard is a vampire-slaying vampire who serves the Helsing organization and its mistress Integra Helsing. Griffith is the fifth part of the God Hand, Fento, and self-made messianic figure granted immeasurable power by sacrificing all of his loved ones. Both of them are among the most powerful entities in their respective worlds. Virtually indestructible and capable of rewriting reality on a whim. If two of the most monstrous figures in anime went head to head in an all out battle, which would emerge the victor? Would the most powerful vampire alive be able to subdue the arrogant supreme military commander of army? Or would Fento be able to erase Alucard from reality with all the power of hell? Let's see if any is. Nope, nothing more said thus far. So continuing on then. Would Alucard's guns subdue Griffith's sword? In a confrontation, neither Alucard nor Griffith would start by unleashing their full powers. Griffith is a master swordsman, made only more skilled following his supernatural rebirth. However, Alucard is just as fierce a fighter with his guns, Jackal and Castle. Both guns are too powerful for any ordinary human to operate, with bullets capable of blowing apart reinforced walls in a single shot. At close range, Alucard is no slouch either. He exhibits supernatural strength, speed, and reflexes, able to catch one of Rip Van Winkle's bullets in his teeth. And that's not even Alucard at his full power. The most power, the more power restrictions Alucard unlocks, the stronger he becomes, making the sheer limits of his physical power uncertain. However, Griffith might already have an edge. Griffith, as a normal human, was strong enough to carve through Nosferatu Zod's flesh, making him one of the few humans mighty enough to even injure an apostle. And that's before he became Fento. Um, After his rebirth, Griffith was able to carve um, through Emperor Ganishka's Imperial Guard in a matter of seconds, with just his sword um, demonstrating his increased physical strength, speed, and dexterity. Um, to make matters worse for Alucard, Griffith can control probability causality. Should an attack come for him, he can decide to just alter reality enough for that attack to miss. Um, Griffith could manipulate circumstances so that Jackal and Kasul, for example, might jam before the first bullet is fired, rendering those weapons useless. Alucard can regenerate from anything, but Griffith is indestructible. A little more quieter tonight. Looks like. Inevitably, both are going to be struck by one another's attacks. But this will not matter as far as the fate of this battle is concerned. No matter what Griffith does to Alucard, the vampire will regenerate, and no matter what Alucard does to Griffith, he can never hurt him. Sounds like a perennial sleep there. Normal means of killing vampires, such as piercing the heart or ripping off the head, don't even phase Alucard. His regenerative abilities seemingly have no limits. Um, in his battle against Schrödinger, Alucard is completely erased and reduced to nothingness. Yet after 30 years, still comes back. Griffith's true form, however, is literally indestructible, existing beyond both the physical or astral world. No physical or spiritual attack can even hurt Griffith. Um, Even other apostles, demons who exist beyond the mortal realm, cannot harm him. His power is so absolute that one character, the Skull Knight, compares fighting Griffith to a fictional character trying to fight their author. He simply exists beyond reality itself. While Alucard has increased endurance and can take several hits, he will bleed if hit hard enough. This means that Griffith could, in theory, carve Alucard wide open until he's a cloud of blood. But Alucard would still be alive and ready to reform into whatever shape he wishes. The only way to put Alucard down would be to eradicate him on a cellular level, while the only way Griffith can be taken down if Alucard could manipulate reality itself And it turns out both of these monsters have a way to do just that. Ah, interesting stuff there. Both Alucard and Griffith are all powerful, but Griffith more so. Characters that have no weaknesses are boring. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right there in that, I mean, it's kind of like why Andre never really, had the title, had a world title reign, because it was kind of like who could believably take it off of him, right? Okay, so as we continue on here, Alucard possesses extreme telekinesis, telepathy, control over the weather, and the power to conjure every single one of his victims into an army under sole control. In his zero restrictions form, Alucard is powerful enough to reduce vampire armies to dust and eradicate the strongest of his opponents. Alucard's physical form is entirely malleable, and he can control both his own blood and that of others. After absorbing the reality warper Schrödinger, Alucard is temporarily erased from reality for 30 years. But after reviving himself, Alucard reaches a state of such omnipotence that he claims to be everywhere and everything at once. Hmm. Kind of like Q from Star Trek, or Star Trek Next Generation, and furthermore. Anyway, he becomes one with reality itself, making it his his to manipulate at will. At this point, fighting Alucard would be as futile as trying to stop the sun from setting, unless you had power beyond that of the universe. However, Griffith can control causality in such an extreme manner that time and space are bent to his will. Even if someone with supernatural abilities barrels through his control of causality, Griffith can manipulate space time around him to manipulate any attack that comes at him. The laws of physics are in his favor. While Alucard might physically be more powerful and demonstrate more varied abilities than Griffith, Alucard still exists in the universe. The universe is within Griffith's complete control. Alucard might be powerful, but that means nothing to Griffith. If the two fought, Griffith would win. Guess. So says the author of this. So says the author of that article. Okay, so let's see now. That Solid had something to say there. In Magical Index Accelerator was so in Magical Index Accelerator was so up opening, he had to be um nerfed and was still operating um, compared to the rest of the cast. Okay, yeah. Speaking of Accelerate, we haven't seen Big Boy Accelerator in a while. A few days here. Hmm. Excuse me a moment. I go off camera real quick. Overpower. OP equals overpowered. Oh, okay. At least now I know what that meant. Thank you, Solid. So, anyways, excuse me one more time. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm back. On to the next article. Yeah. Oh boy. Dragon Ball. Who was Ginyu Force's lost female member? The video game Dragon Ball Z Kakarot introduced Bonyu, a female warrior on the Ginyu Force, but players never actually get to see her. Talk about NPC. Leading up to the release of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, many were hyped by the news that we would be meeting a new member of the Ginyu Force in the game. This time, a female warrior, Banyu, was teased early on in the promotion. Designed by Akira Toriyama, Banyu um, appeared briefly in a small subset, of course, in the game. However, new characters, especially villains, always fascinating in Dragon Ball Z. However, many people ultimately did not learn Onyu's story, with her being hidden away as Data in the spaceship Goku ultimately used to escape Namek. Onyu herself never appears in the game. You only fight a Data recreation of her, courtesy of Bulma. So, who was the real Bonyu? What did she do to merit being part of the Ginyu Force? And why, ultimately, did she leave? A sec here, I gotta go camera again here. Be right back. Hmm. Back. The origin of the secret Ginyu Force member Bonyu. That I guess is what she looks like. Got looks like grapefruit looking skin with white hair. Bonyu hails from planet Brench, the same planet from which fellow Ginyu Force member Jace and Cooler's henchman Salza hails from. Bonyu, however, is significantly chubbier, shorter, and stronger than Jace. She proved an adept enough soldier to catch Ginyu's eye immediately. Bonyu was Ginyu's first choice for the Ginyu force. However, while she was incredibly strong and powerful, she had one key objection to Ginyu: his curious ideas about posing. Ginyu's insistence that the Ginyu force posed drove Bonyu away almost immediately. She declined membership, choosing to become instead just another member of Frieza's army. Her fate after the fall of Frieza remains uncertain. Where is Bonyu now? Give me a sec, guys. Gotta go off camera here again. Anyways, I'm continuing on here. The article. Where is Bonyu now? In game, you only fight a data recreation of Bonyu. Here they're saying Bonyo, as determined by the information that you receive on her. However, she's never seen on Namek, and as we learned in both the short film Yoshon Goku and his friends return and Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, Frieza's henchman remained a presence in the years following his death. So this begs the question: if Bonyo um, wasn't seen during Frieza's return invasion on Earth, what happened to her? It is certainly possible that she remained as a loyal member of the Frieza's army, or perhaps joined the forces of either King Cold or Cooler. However, her lack of appearances in prior Dragon Ball related media seems to indicate that she, even in the current era of Dragon Ball Super or after the epilogue of Dragon Ball Z, might still be alive. Is there any chance that Bonyu um, will actually reappear in Dragon Ball canon? Probably not. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is non-canon with the main continuity. While it's possible that Bonyu might appear in a video game in the future, it is not likely that we will see Bonyo appear in, say, Dragon Ball Super when or if it comes back. Bonyu might just very well retire into obscurity, fighting the fight in the distant corners of the universe, perhaps. Um, Very grateful she dodged a bullet by ditching the Ginyu Force behind before they could meet Goku and friends. Well, that's all for that story. This is We're at the 36-minute mark here. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go. I gotta step away from the computer for a minute or so. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Uh, I might go quiet. Oh, I'm just dragging myself through here right now. Maybe my dinner made me a little sleepy or something like that, because that's probably why. Uh, anyways, so getting on to the next story here. Hmm. Attack on Titan hints Eren and the scouts had help from an unexpected place. Episode 6 of Attack on Titan Season 4 hints that the devastating attack on Marley may have been partly an inside job. Oh, never mind. This is a spoiler. Oops. Okay. This no spoilers. We won't do spoilers. Even I know some people they don't mind spoilers. I won't do that. So um. Anyways. So anyways, we'll move on to the next story then. Didn't realize that was a spoiler story. Okay, here we go. Hey, best boy. Welcome to the stream. We haven't seen you in a couple of days here. Did everyone leave? Maybe. I don't know. Um, I know Crows, and some of the guys didn't come in at all. Just I think because there was a little timing mix up on my thing too. Hey, Excel, how's it going? The five best anime classics that still don't have a U.S. release. So here's the latest. Here's the next story here. Though more anime is available than ever before, there are still some major anime classics that don't have a release in the United States. Anime fans in the United States have it better than ever before in terms of quantity of anime available for them. Pretty much every new anime gets licensed immediately, and many of the classics are being released on Blu-ray or streaming on sites like Retro Crush. Um, However, there are still some major anime classics that have fallen through the cracks due to either rights issues or rights holders just letting it go out of print. The following classics are either difficult or impossible to watch legally in the US. Heidi, a Girl of the Alps. Now, this one's a pretty old one. Um, One of Isao Takahata's most iconic works, preceding the founding of Studio Ghibli, 1974's Heidi, A Girl of the Alps, remains unavailable to stream anywhere. Adapted from the 1880 novel Heidi's Years of Wandering and Learning by Johanna Spiri, Heidi, A Girl of the Alps, was part of the World Masterpiece Theater lineup, um, which adapted several works of classic literature, folklore, and anime. The anime was one of the earliest collaborations between Takahata and Hayao Miyazaki, who worked on the show as an artist and screenwriter. Um, Throughout World Masterpiece Theater decades long run, only seven titles have received an English dub at all. Some World Masterpiece Theater anime can be seen on Amazon Prime, including Swiss Family Robinson and Tales of Little Women. However, though Heidi received a warm response in Europe, it now remains unavailable to watch. Um, Sadly, um, American audiences are left without any way to legally watch Heidi, even though this lovely adaptation played such a key role in anime history. Future Boy Conan, like another older. um, hey Excel, how's it going? I'm here. Um, the 9:50 start time. Yeah, that was kind of the. Yeah, I didn't realize that till like right before the show, and I did make the adjustment, but um, that's probably what happened there. I just forgot when I was putting these up. I guess I'll have to check for tomorrow, make sure I had the right time for tomorrow and Fridays as well. That those got. Yo, my man Mike. Hey, Cheney. Your consistency is impressive. Yeah, even when even when I do a slight mess up on the start time for one day. Yeah. So, hey, welcome to the stream, Cheney. Um, Directed by Hayao Miyazaki, Future Boy Conan is a surprisingly upbeat post-apocalyptic anime based on The Incredible Tide by Alexander Key. The show is a major now. Future Boy Conan, I think, is not to be confused, of course, with Detective Conan, aka Case Closed. I think those are two different animes from each other. So the show is a major stepping stone in Hayao Miyazaki's pre-Ghibli career and considered a beloved work of art the world over, proving especially popular in the Middle East. The series played a major role in the hit "Keep Your Hands Off Izokin," but to this day, it has never received an official American release. Unlike with a lot of shows that seem to have fallen through the cracks, Future Boy Conan was dubbed and licensed, but ran into legal issues. Streamlined Pictures, the studio that distributed Akira in America, licensed and dubbed both Future Boy Conan and Nadia The Secret of Blue Water for Japan Airlines in 1992. However, they could release before they could release it on VHS. However, Alexander K's estate found out about it. Apparently, they were so angered by the idea of Future Boy Conan coming to America that they filed a cease and desist order. The only home release of Streamline Pictures Dub is a 3DO game called Conan the Boy in Future Digital Library, which only included a brief clip from it. That kind of sucks. Angel's Egg is the next one. Okay, so we have four people in here now. Thank you. And as always, guys, if you can help out by liking and sharing the stream, that will help out as well. See if we can get some more people in here. Angel's Egg. Angel's Eggs is one of the most bewildering films from Ghost in the Shell director Mamoru Oshii, an experimental sci-fi film that's as haunting as it is baffling. While it's been viewed fairly widely through piracy, the lack of dialogue makes subtitles unnecessary. So, distribution company owns no distribution company owns the license to Angel's Egg. Being from such a famous director likely makes it expensive to license, and the film itself would alternate would alienate most audiences, so it makes sense why studios are unsure if they can license the film and make a profit. In the early 2000s, Anchor Bay Entertainment licensed the film and was set to release it. However, they later denied having the rights to the film, leaving it once again in limbo. The closest Angel's Egg has come to an international release is when director Carl Colpert um, appropriated roughly 30 minutes of the anime into his movie In the Aftermath. So much of Angel's Egg is used in the aftermath that Oshii receives credit in the film. However, this is far from the same thing as an official HD release. A Little Princess Sarah. That one looks like it's from the 70s. So a lot of these they're talking about are from like 70s and 80s. It looks like a lot of these animes that they're talking about here are look like they're from the 70s and 80s. Um, Another World Masterpiece Theater series, A Little Princess Sarah, was selected in the mid 2000s as one of TV Asahi's 100 favorite anime series. As selected by celebrities on this list, A Little Princess Sarah ranked it above the likes of Full Metal Alchemist, Rama One Half, and Bleach. The anime is based on the 1905 novel A Little Princess by Francis Hodgson Burnett. Um, this novel has been adapted to film many times, most notably the 1995 by director Alfonso Cuarón. Bizarrely enough, A Little Princess Sarah does have an English release. Animax distributed the film Southeast Asia with an English dub track. However, the series was never licensed in America. Despite having a dub, once again, this is the result of the entire World Masterpiece Theater line being almost criminally neglected by the American market. Midori. I don't think this is to be this, and from the looks of it, if if this picture right here is any indication, Midori is not to be confused with Midori Days, which is another anime series altogether. Midori, of course, is the Japanese word for the color green. Yes, like toys, I also saw the video showing a start time much later than usual. Yeah, it kind of yeah, I didn't even notice that because usually I do set these up on the week, the week, like basically on Saturday or Sunday in between, over the weekend. But I just didn't catch that. I didn't change the 50 to like double O. So sorry about that, guys. But you guys should know I usually do try to make it at 7. So I just didn't catch on to it until, almost until like right before the show that was happening. So, anyways, when discussing anime classics, you can't see the horror anime Midori is particularly odd. Okay, when discussing anime classics, you can't see the horror anime Midori is a particularly odd taste. This is not simply a case where you can't watch Midori in America. Midori is only available in France. The anime proved so horrific and so disturbing that even Japan banned this anime from release. Its manga source material, Mr. Arashi's Amazing Freak Show by Shuehiro Maruo, however, was translated into English by Blast Books. However, the edition is long out of print. Director Hiroshi Harada put his own life savings into funding this film, in part because no one was willing to license it. The film was so controversial for its depiction of violence and abuse towards children that the Japanese government banned it outright, with many copies being physically destroyed in protest of the film. For years, Midori was exclusively shown in film festivals until a French distribution company, Cine Media, released it in 2006. The film has gained a second life thanks to social media platforms like TikTok for being profoundly disturbing. It is the film's disturbingness that makes it great. But viewers who are sensitive to image of child abuse should stay away from it. So, so it was basically so horrific that even Japan banned it. That's saying something right there. Whoa. Midori is even more hardcore than Genocyber. Oh, so you've seen it, Solid? Have you seen Midori, Solid? I'll be right back. I'm waiting for Solid's answer there. That was a story I was looking up. Okay. Yeah, Solid. I was asking if you had seen Midori. That's what I was kind of waiting on there. Oh, we're coming up on the hour mark here. All right. Well, anyways, moving on then. Report: Batman the Animated Series sequel in development for HBO Max. A new rumor suggests that HBO Max is developing a follow-up to Batman the Animated Series. The Dark Knight of Gotham may be returning to animation. According to Fat Man Beyond co-host Mark Bernardine and Kevin Smith, HBO is in the early stages of developing a Batman the Animated Series follow-up. Oh yeah, like we really need them to mess around with the DCAU. DCAU is great without their interference. The rumor is that HBO Max is looking at making a Batman the animated series sequel that they want to continue that forward. Bernadine said as he was speaking, Smith could barely contain his excitement, covering a huge smile on his face. Um, I don't know what you're talking about, Smith. Smith joked before, also confirming the news. I'm not involved, but I too have heard this, and I've heard this from very reliable people. When I heard it, I freaked out, and I heard this. I would say a month before you just said it. I think that's real. I don't think that's a rumor. I wouldn't say set your watch to it, but it's an idea whose time is not only coming, I think it came and it's smoking a cigarette. I think that's going to happen. How bleeping amazing would that be? Because you can just literally pick up and keep going. It's not like, oh, we got to explain why everyone's older. It's bleeping Animation Man. So you can go right back to those amazing bleeping stories. Like, why now? Why did he feel the need to swear again? No. Okay. Gene Cyber was cool, but the story felt rushed, and the third part to the series didn't fit with the rest of the plot. They should have had at least two more chapters to get to the final one. All right. Yeah, so, anyways, all right. So, anyways, back to the story. Well, excuse me one more time, guys. Sorry. Go off camera for a quick sec. Leto's here. Hey, Leto. Hey, Mike. Toy Solid. How are you all today? If I don't talk much today, um, and I'm going to work. Yeah, understandable. Um, I'll be listening. Okay. Hey, Leto. Anyways, back to this story. If it comes to pass, Batman the Animated Series revival would be HBO Max's second original DC animated series after Harley Quinn. While Harley Quinn started off as a DC Universe original, the consolidation of that service with HBO Max means the latter can now bill the animated series as its own. Batman the Animated Series aired from 1992 to 1995 for 85 episodes over 2 seasons. It received critical acclaim for its dark themes, superb animation, and stellar voice cast. Specifically, Kevin Conroy's Batman, Mark Hamill's Joker. It also introduced Harley Quinn, who would go on to become one of DC Comics' most popular characters, um, and gave villains such as Mr. Freeze more compelling origins, abilities, and costumes. The beloved series also launched the DC Animated Universe, DCAU, a collection of animated films and TV shows focused on DC Comics heroes. This includes the new Batman Adventures and Batman Beyond, which are both considered loose sequels to the original animated Batman series. a comic series by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett. Paul Dini is known quite well in the writing community. Paul Dini also was a writer for Filmation back when they were doing like He-Man and She-Ra. A little tidbit there. Set in the world of the cartoon, also released last year. Batman the Animated Series is currently streaming on HBO Max. Anyways, I think there was going to be one more story I was going to cover as well here that I just remembered. I'm going to look at that because if that's an interview, that's going to take a while. I may just save that one for tomorrow. Because I know it's a Craig McCracken story. I love Boogie Mike. Yeah. Is that one here? Oh, now it's in the regular work here. I guess I can't find that other story. Let's see. It's showing not up anymore. Breathing. Okay. All right, guys. See anything else being said here? Who doesn't like movies? All right, guys. Well, anyways, I'm feeling a little run down right now, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up a little early tonight here. Are you guys ready for this day in each history? I'm gonna also go and try to fix so make sure that the times are correct on the other ones for tomorrow and Friday. So, are you guys ready for this day in each history? I think I'm gonna wrap up a little early tonight. Let's see. Yay, history grant us the honor of the king's wisdom. Yes, Nietzsche King. All right, okay. So, without any further ado, today being Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, let's take a look back at this day in each history. Tonight, I only have one piece of Niche news. So January 20th, apparently, at least by powers of 5 or so, not much happened here on this date. But the one thing that did happen on this date happened 75 years ago today. Um, we got to get Mike to put on a crown, and like it for this segment of the show. Oh boy, it's kind of funny that you mentioned something like that because for whatever reason, you saying that ATC just reminded me of the Brady Bunch episode where Bobby Brady tried to go on to um, the Cartoon King show and like win something for eating cake without his hands or ice cream without his hands. Oh, anyway, so on this date, 75 years ago today, Marvel Comics, as I believe they were known as Timely Comics at the time, Marvel Comics released on the newsstands the 5th issue of Tessie the Typist. Now, for those of you who don't know what a typist is basically somebody who specializes in utilizing a typewriter. So, um, it was a 32-page book that cost 10 cents. So, on this date, 75 years ago today, Marvel would release Tessie the Typist, the 5th issue of Tessie the Typist on this date 75 years ago today. So with that, guys, that's it for tonight. I know I kind of was running a little low on energy. I kept yawning and stuff, so actually laugh out loud. But I hope you guys did enjoy the brief stream. I know there was a little mix up at the time. I'm gonna fix that for the other two scheduled. So don't forget, as always, Friday, of course, Batgo will be with me. We'll be doing September of 1936 this Friday in terms of continuing our um, comic book historical retrospect. Um, but until tomorrow, guys, bye.